What is up, everybody? It's Devontae back with this week's update on my portfolio and my road to $20,000 invested. As you've read, obviously the markets are down. I've lost money, especially being invested in small cap stocks, and so there's a lot to learn here. I'm starting off with our Robinhood account. This is the account that I had that was primarily small cap stocks, and it has performed the worst. We're at a balance of $29.87 and 78 cents, which is a decrease of about $2,539 and 58 cents. This is my biggest decrease, but for what the potential in these companies are, they have high conviction, and I'm going to continue holding. We can move over to M1 Finance, mid to large cap stocks and funds, sitting at $6,052.06, a decrease of about $882.16, which is not too bad. We can move over to the Fidelity account, $249.99, and that's a change of $31.84 from last week. This is primarily small cap stocks, like I mentioned before. Update on my Coinbase account. So I actually pulled out $15 of Solana to pay for something one day, negative $69.46 from last week. The next one is Uphold, and this particular account is for just one coin. It's actually up, and it was up last week as well, so it's at $25.58, which is a change of $3.50 positive. And last but not least is my 401k that I no longer contribute to, as I mentioned before, at $2,046.92 with a negative change of $35.22, bringing my grand total to $12,173.10, or a change of negative $3,554.76, which in a week you're like, what the fuck, that's crazy. But given the time frame that everything happened, we know that companies are selling, institutions are selling, retail investors are selling at the end to try and harvest some losses and report that. So given that context, as well as the pump and dump crowd that tried to trade these small cap stocks, I believe that we'll see a rebound in the next 2 to 6 months, because I'm holding these companies long term anyway. I am very familiar when it comes to losing. I got laid off from my manufacturing job about 2 months into working there. I was there for about 3 years. Before I had moved, went through a nasty, relationship situation. And then I bounced back, and obviously I got my life together and sort of avoided a real bad situation. Transitioning from manufacturing. So moving forward from that point, I had a couple months in between when I was trying to transition into a tech role after I had decided not to go to biology and go through with that process. I decided to go with tech. It took forever to find a role, and then I got that role. And then the role required so much more hours than I was able to dedicate that we had initially discussed. It was required, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't sustain it. So I had to go and find something else, and it was a couple months in between that. And then I found the place that I'm at now, stagnation happening, and I found myself at that crossroads again, where it's like a decision is going to have to be made soon. This is not even counting all of the financial hardships that I've been through in all of that. Some of it self-inflicted, I'll be honest. I say all that to say that resilience was the skill that I developed over the years. It developed, honestly, as it pertains to my personality, from stubbornness. I can be a very stubborn person in a good and a bad way. It's a blessing and a curse. But resilience is the thing that pulled me through every single time, through all of those situations, being able to pick up and try again. I've failed classes in my college courses. I've bombed an IT technician position at a college. Just didn't come in giving what they were looking for. And I've applied to hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs in the small area that I've stayed in and have not received them. I've either gotten ghosted by recruiters who reached out to me, like, what the fuck? Didn't get selected for an interview, or I've made it to the interview, which this is the rarest. Made it to the interview and just didn't get the job afterward. That being said, resilience is the key. Try it again. Don't be afraid to get back up and try something else even. Just don't limit yourself. So keep me updated. Keep me posted on what you guys are going through, what you're invested in, or just what you're trying to save for. Because this series is just ultimately about personal finance. It doesn't have to be about investing or saving. You could be paying something off. The gist is to be consistent, to update every week. Obviously, long term, the goal is to hit $20,000. And I do believe that that will happen sooner rather than later. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and stay tuned.